Professor Ment Kuiper specializes in driving innovation by implementing cutting edge marketing, communication, and design strategies within organizations. At Shal X, he leads in company training programs and mentors young digital professionals to develop practical marketing and communication strategies. And he believes in the transformative impact of digital talents on organizational renewal and advocates for continual digital skills development in today's rapidly evolving landscape. And as we prepare to delve into our conversation on an interesting topic at hand, mastering cross marketing strategy, insights on consumer behavior, trends, and digital impact, here is an exciting twist. First, let us tickle the brains of our guest, Professor Ment. So, Ment, get ready for a rapid fire round of random words. I'll mention a few, and I would love to hear the first thing that comes to your mind in response without thinking much. If you're ready, let's get started.
I'm ready. Thank you.
Okay, here comes the first word, curiosity.
It's the main issue, and it's the main issue for a marketing professional.
Invention.
Invention. You have to be aware of all the new tools and devices and methods.
Future.
The future will be nice. It will be more nice than now.
So optimistic, very nice. And then book.
The book. That's of course the marketing book of Philip Kotler. That's my Bible.
Movie.
The movie. Yeah, it's a guilty pleasure, but it's all the movies of Star Wars.
Aliens.
I don't have any contact with aliens.
Consumer.
Strange people.
Leadership.
You must show leadership in your profession to be successful.
Role model.
Role model. That's very difficult. But in this time, you must be a role model for others.
Yeah. And the last word is success.
Success is a talent, and a talent is a kind of behavior you must live by. Mm-hmm. And success is also thinking about the sun is shining.
Wow, awesome! And I loved all your responses. And there is thank you so much for participating in the first rapid fire round so sportively. There is one more rapid fire round towards the end of the episode. And Professor Ment, before I formally welcome you to the show, let me welcome the audience. So, folks, you have tuned into TGV, and hearty welcome to the Guiding Voice podcast series, where we embark on transformative conversations for a better future. I'm your host, Naveen Samala, dedicated to making the world a better place through valuable discussions that add value not only to your life, but also to your career. And thank you so much for tuning in. And Professor Ment, hearty welcome to the Guiding Voice. How are you doing today? I'm blessed to have you on my show today.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, pleasure to host you, and let's get the ball rolling. So please share with our audience the top 3 things that have contributed to your success so far.
The success so far is thinking about the first thing is I have a kind of BHAG, the big, hairy, audacious goal for me in my life is to get a higher education, a higher level of marketing and communication professionalism. And that's my first answer. Mm-hmm. And that contributed to my other things. So my success is also thinking to humans and be interested and be curious. The word we mentioned already. That are the 3 main issues that contributed my success.
Wow.
And be eager. That's the 4th.
Eagerness or the curiosity is also very important. And also, Professor Ment, can you elaborate on your model for managing this cross-marketing strategy, particularly focusing on the 6 key success factors? And how can organizations effectively develop and monitor their cross-marketing strategies using this model?
Yes. I will mention first the 6 key success factors. And afterwards, I will give a description about how you can use these as an organization.
Yep.
My 6 key success factors is start with one, but it's an iterative process. So it's also always going on. But the first thing you have to know is who is my customer? And who is my customer is a quite easy question, but the answer is very difficult. Knowing the customer, you have to know consumer behavior. You have to know who is behind it and what is its behavior. And we now live in an environment with more with six generations. We live in an environment with several behavior from young till old and a kind of various. So it's very hard, but the behavior of the customer is also in the use of the media. So that's the first point I in my success factors of a cross marketing strategy. The second is know the customer journey or the buyer journey. Know how is someone going to be in contact with you. We have been in contact also, and that's also a journey. Think about it from outside in, not from your own company, but from out the customer. So the persona, knowing your customer, that the first thing, and the customer journey are two which are really separated. And you are already aware that for me, B2B and B2C is also the same, and
Yeah.
internal communication is also the same in that kind. The third thing is that we have to know all the media and the media we can use. So you have to know exactly what we can do on TikTok. It's not only placing a movie or something. You can
Yeah.
also use it business wise. So and know what TikTok is, for example. The fourth thing is know your targets and your KPIs. What is the main reason I'm doing, and what do I want to reach? Make it clearly with numbers, and not only I want to rise the engagement. I don't know what the rise of engagement is. Yeah,
Mhm.
perhaps the name of a new movie or something, but I cannot measure it, so it's not good to do. And the fifth thing is no, when you have the target group, you have the journey, you have the media, you know how to measure. Then we have to think about the content and the branding and storytelling and that kind of things. And in the sixth success part is, and the sixth factor is that you have to think about how can I mention all these things, monitoring, and how can I help and change little things to make the retention and the conversion better. That
Mhm.
are now the second question you ask is how can organizations handle with that?
Yep.
That's a very hard question. When I give presentation like this, and it's a little bit longer than the few minutes I've
Yep.
mentioned now, marketing managers, communication managers, directors are very confused a little bit. The reason is a lot of things that we don't do exactly really good, and so you have to make a choice. And also Porter says strategy is also choosing in your strategy what you're not going to do. So pick out the points that are the most important. That can be one or two or three. I'm advising an organization now, and we have come to a journey that the first part is make advertising and content on LinkedIn,
Mhm.
arrange traffic to your website, at your website, make the conversion to an appointment, and the appointment has to sell the product. That's a very easy journey.
Mm.
The target group is on LinkedIn, and then we have to trigger them to as traffic to come to the website.
Right.
That is also, and that's the first step in that organization. I can mention in that organization that the journey can be much bigger. The personas are also on Insta, are also several events, but it's too big for these organizations. So make small steps to organize these success factors.
Yeah.
Pick your choose your pick your, make your steps, celebrate your wins, and go by little steps.
I got it, and that is clear. And Professor Ment, can you also share a case study or example where this cross marketing strategy model has been successfully applied, which might have resulted in measurable outcomes for an organization? Any example that comes to your mind?
Yes, I've done this for in the Netherlands. We import cars, and this was a brand from Asia. I cannot mention the brand,
Yeah.
and we have made a cross marketing strategy to implement the new model of this car brand into
Mm-hmm.
the Netherlands. So
Mm-hmm.
we've thought about how do we have to make our advertisement on television? How do we have to make our advertisement online? How can we use how can we generate traffic to the website? How can we generate traffic to the dealers where the cars are sold? And the nice thing is that we made a whole a schedule of it, so we could monitor every step and every KPI we before mentioned already, and we could monitor it, and we could change some lines and or repeat a line. We also sponsored a great event
No.
of a very famous artist in the Netherlands, and we had the car there, and we gave him a car for a charity he is an ambassador of, and so there was a lot of free publicity also around it, and we could mention all the streams and the conversions of the people to the showrooms.
No.
And
No.
one of the main reasons why we used KPIs is that when you go to a showroom of a car dealer,
Mhm.
we all know one. There are a couple of people working,
Yeah.
but we knew on that moment, especially and a couple of moments in a year, that the traffic to the dealer would be 4 or 5 times more. If we don't had mentioned that, we had too little people on the floor and we would have dissatisfied customers. So when we knew the conversion to the showroom was great, we
Mhm.
also hired some extra people to serve the crowd that was coming that day. So
No.
we didn't have any disappointed. We could help everyone. When you don't measure things
Yeah.
as success factor four, then you cannot have that success. Then you would have disappointed customers who had to wait too long in the showroom.
Got it. I think that makes sense. And thank you for sharing the practical example. And when implementing these cross marketing strategies, what are some common challenges that these organizations face? And how can they overcome these challenges?
The most challenges I see is that we don't have the data, we don't have the insights, and we don't know where to start. It's too much.
Hmm.
Now, and then I start to say, make it small. The same example I already gave. Use LinkedIn to get traffic to your website, and there you convert to an appointment, and the appointment has to sell. Make it small.
Mhm.
Make it also the first step. I'm helping now a great organization in the Netherlands, and we have not people enough to
Yeah.
work it out. We don't have the insight, and I always said, okay, make it small. That's like the example I gave from LinkedIn traffic to the website convert to a sales meeting, and so start small. And the other thing I say that I have a session here with a large company, and 20 marketing professionals will join the session, and we want to make more insights from the customer. So make a persona or something. And they say, yeah, but we don't have the data. I say, and you always have data. But so I've asked them, all the 20 people,
Mhm.
everyone is going to call or to speak to 3 different customers
Yeah.
and ask them, how did you become customer? What media did you saw? And ask them about their hobbies or everything you like. But that is also information. I like to some of my guilty pleasures also go to the supermarket, sitting on the couch, watching through the way the people are walking through the supermarket and the way they are shopping. For me, that is also information. So the information is very close, but you
Yeah.
have to be aware of it. One of the main issues is at cross marketing strategy that we think inside out instead of outside in.
Thank you. Thank you for those amazing insights. And now let's switch to the consumer behavior. Again, I am also very curious about this subject. And especially in India, consumer behavior is completely different. Probably, I don't know if you had a chance to visit India, but you need to observe and probably do some research around it. We will come across some interesting patterns here. And in general, consumer behavior plays a critical role in shaping marketing strategies, right? So, what are some key insights or observations you have gleaned from studying consumer behavior? And how can businesses leverage these insights to enhance their marketing efforts?
The intention of people and the behavior of people is different. For example, I worked at a publisher, and they always did their investments, their research on the market. Would you buy this new book? and 90% of the people say, well, we would like to buy this book. When the book was published, only 5% bought it. So the intention and the real behavior is different. So you have to really be aware of the human you are working with. For example, Steve Jobs introduced a long time ago the iPad, and there were big discussions about the iPad because it wasn't there was no place for the USB stick. We were as humans. Our behavior was when we have to exchange data or share data, we use USBs. But Steve said the cloud is coming. All are going to work in the cloud, and I
Mm.
know that you are going to behave like that. Now, is that a kind of an example which is very extreme? But it's for me the example that you have to think about the real behavior and intention behavior of the
Mhm.
people. So you have to be not a visionary. You have to be a realist,
Yeah.
but think about it. How are people going to react on that? And that is behavior.
Yeah.
For example, in the Netherlands, we have every evening at 8 a news half an hour, a news
Mhm. Mm.
program.
Yeah.
When I look at the news program at 8 o'clock, there's no news because I have push messages on my phone, which
Mm.
have given me all the news again. So
Yeah.
now we have to think about what is our behavior going to be,
Mhm.
and
Mm.
and and that is very hard for organizations. But you have to be aware that our behavior is changing.
Right.
So a news program at 8 o'clock can live long for a long time. We have to either the content or the way of distribution the news of the way of, but news is not the issue anymore because
Yeah.
we already know everything. That's the kind of change we have to think about, and that is customer behavior, and it's
Right.
very difficult.
No, I loved the example, and because of the advancement in the social media platforms and availability of technology, right? The consumption patterns and the behavior patterns have changed. Yeah, that's a good one. And also, Professor, your annual trend report, right, is highly anticipated in the industry, and people look out for it, right? So, share with our audience what emerging trends in marketing and communication do you foresee shaping the landscape in the coming year, and how should organizations adapt to stay ahead?
I'm also a professor in a communication program of communication directors in the Netherlands, and I have to discuss with them the trends for the next years. And I ask
Mm.
them always, how will the communication professional work in the year 2040? And they say, oh, that's a long time. I say, that's not a long time. It's 16 years and we're already there. So I'm trying to explain them that you have to think in the future, and
Yeah.
then think back how to achieve that future point.
Right.
For
Yeah.
example, they all say, "Oh, we have." I think we all are using data at that moment. We all using AI. We are in a world which is filled with hyper personalization, which is a new and other business models will be actual. We have to think about more platform. The marketing communication automation will be very highly robotic process engineering will be the blockchain technique will help us. So that's all in that kind. The
Hmm.
the tip I would give to all the listeners and all your customers, Naveem, is that they all are going to try to make their precision. How will my job be in 2040?
Yeah.
And think about it. Where am I now? So what
Hmm.
do I have to? So when I'm going back to that masterclass at the communication professionals, I share with them all these trends
Yeah.
and say I think that this will be the most important topics. And then I say, which of you is already busy with doing a study about data? Which of
Hmm.
you is no, we are not doing that. Okay, start with it because
Yeah.
in 16 years, it's your main goal. If you don't start now, then you are too late in 2039. You are too late for 2040. So my main topics are invest in data, invest
Mhm.
in several, invest in the cross marketing strategy. Know your
Yeah.
customer. That's not a trend, but it's always busy. Be aware of the difference between intention and behavior itself. That will be large bigger, and be aware of the macro environment. We get more separated people. We have more. We are different and we are the same. We're making war with each other and we're making happiness with each other, and that are big differences. And so the environmental behavior is very moving in several ways,
Mhm.
and
Mm.
but you have to think about continuously think about data, AI, consumer behavior, hyper personalization. Several more generations are in consumer behavior, and that kind of things are the most important things, and that will give us the possibilities to get new business models.
Yeah.
For example, the journal, the news bulletin at 8, we have to think about a new business model because our behavior is changing.
Change. Yeah. Wonderful. Also, in your view, how can businesses effectively integrate these digital trends into their marketing strategies to create a cohesive and impactful approach? You mentioned about the news, right? The news aspect, that's a perfect example. And if somebody has to come up with a model, right, what should be their thought process and how can they incorporate these digital trends?
Yes. Think about the customer value. I often
Mhm.
work with the value proposition model from Osterwalder, and it's again thinking from that is the nice of his business model generation canvas and his value proposition canvas. He is thinking outside in. So he first mentions the customer.
Yeah.
Think about the behavior of the customer
Hmm.
and put in the trends. We mentioned that more data, behavior, and intentions, and that kind of things, and then start. Okay, what are the pains and gains of that customer, and try to relieve the pains and retrieve the gains, and then you make a communication, and then you sell the product. So don't sell the product. And think of new and other business models. That's the main issue. And one of the tips I will give to all your the complete audience is don't do that every year or every 2 year. You have to do it every day.
Yeah. Hmm.
Every day is a little bit is a little bit too much, but think about it that our behavior, our environment is changing continuously. So that's why target groups, all the men from 20 till 50, is out of date because the humans of 50 behave like at 20, and on age is not always the right position. So you have to really think about how you can see that. So don't make a definition or a persona or a journey and think now I'm ready for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Mention it periodically. I always give the teams I work with the tip: make a Friday afternoon or a Monday afternoon. It doesn't appear, but once a month, and share thoughts with each other. So don't
Hmm.
make an agenda, but the agenda is we have to share thoughts
Yeah.
and we have to share insights. And what have you mentioned? And are the is there something changed?
Yeah.
The answer can also be no. No, then we are ready in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But mostly the answer is I see different things. Think about the social media, how fast TikTok came, how fast and Be Real came, and how fast it also can be gone. Be
True.
Real is not the most successful social media, but a year ago you had to be on Be Real. It
Right.
goes so fast. Yeah.
That makes sense, and it is an enlightening conversation with lot of amazing insights. And it's time for us to kick off the second rapid fire round, just to add some more excitement and some more fun to the episode. Shall we start the second rapid fire round?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. Here comes the first bullet. If you could have one gigantic billboard anywhere with anything on it, what would it say?
Yes, I've thought about that a long time, but I think be yourself.
Be yourself. Wow. So profound. And if you could time travel back to the early days of marketing, what advice would you give to the pioneers of the industry?
Yes. Okay. Do you know the series The Little House on the Prairie?
Yeah.
That's a that's a marketing series. They build their village very slowly,
Mhm.
and when you see the store they're in, that's marketing in the base. Without telling it, it was marketing.
Oh, wow. And can you describe yourself in just one word?
Yeah, that's very difficult. In one word, curious.
Curious. Amazing. And if you were to swap your life with someone for a day, who would you choose and why?
I would like to be. Yeah, I couldn't answer this. I would like to be for one day. I think the king of our country.
Oh, wow. King of your country.
Yeah,
Good, good. And if you were hosting a dinner party for marketing professionals, which historical figure, dead or alive, would you to invite to spice up the conversation?
yeah, the writer of the Bible, Philip
Philip
Kotler.
Kotler.
Philip Kotler. Yeah.
Amazing. And okay, here comes the last one for rapid fire. What is one electronic gadget that you'd like to see or invent yourself?
That's my amber coffee mug. That's holding my coffee at the temperature I like.
Oh,
It
wow.
mentions by
Mm.
watch and phone if the right temperature has arrived. So that's the gadget I have now. What I would like to see is of course the self driving car.
Mhm.
So I can also completely don't have to mention the traffic again,
Yeah.
and when it's working, we won't have any accidents anymore.
Right. Yeah, yeah. I wish this autonomous cars or the self-driving cars hit the market very soon, so that it will avoid some traffic as well, in my opinion, because people need not have to take three cars out. Maybe one car will serve everybody's purpose, dropping wife, husband, kids, and anymore. Right? Wonderful.
Yeah, yeah,
Great.
yeah.
Good one, Professor. And let's flip back to the mainstream. So, what do you believe will be the next frontier in the marketing innovation, and how can organizations prepare to leverage these opportunities effectively?
Robotic services will take over. Will take over is a very negative.
Hmm.
Will join us in our work, and that is on several minds. And generative AI is also kind of a robot, but it
Yeah,
can help us with the data or the journey or the persona or so it can help us with everything. And that will be the next step, that we will be served and helped by a robotic kind of tools.
amazing, amazing. I loved all the insights. And how is your experience being hosted on TGV, the Guiding Voice podcast?
It's very nice. It's and I also mentioned that an apple can crash or fall out or start again.
Wonderful. And thank you, Professor. I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule and joining me. And I'm looking forward to hosting you again on the platform. And I really appreciate it.
You know where to find me and how to find me, and if I can help you again, then I'll be pleasure to help you.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm going to bother you again. Thank you. And have a fantastic day. And I wish you all the best in everything that you do.
Thank you.
So, all right. Thank you. And friends, that was our episode with Professor Ment Kuiper. And before we jump into the fun trivia section, we have a quick request. In case if you haven't already subscribed to our podcast TGV, please subscribe to us, because you will learn a lot of stuff while having some fun, and also you learn a lot of trivia, interesting facts, and many more. And subscribing keeps you updated on new episodes. And also, if you have enjoyed the conversation and found it useful, please share with at least three of your friends or colleagues who'd also like TGV, the guiding voice. So spread the knowledge and help others grow just like you. Now let's hop into the trivia segment of today's episode, having an amazing conversation with Professor Ment Kuiper on cross marketing strategies as well as consumer behavior. I thought I would present you few less known facts about marketing. One is subliminal advertising, and while it is controversial, the concept of subliminal advertising involves embedding hidden messages or stimuli within advertisements that influence consumer behavior without their conscious awareness. And although its effectiveness is debated, it has sparked intrigue and ethical discussions in the field of marketing. And second is about the color psychology. And the use of colors in marketing goes beyond aesthetics, and it can profoundly impact consumer perceptions as well as behaviors. For example, red is often associated with energy and excitement, while blue conveys trust and professionalism. Understanding color psychology is key to effective branding as well as messaging. And third is about word of mouth marketing effect. Word of mouth marketing remains one of the most powerful and influential forms of marketing despite of the success of social media marketing and despite the growth of social media platforms. Studies have shown that consumers are more likely to trust recommendations from friends or family over traditional advertising. Leveraging these consumer testimonials and referrals can significantly boost brand credibility as well as sales. So these are the three things that I wanted to present you as less known and some interesting facts about marketing. Likewise, if you have come across any interesting forms of marketing and what you have learned from them, I would love to hear from you. In case if you are watching this episode on YouTube, you can comment there, or if you have found this episode on some audio platforms or social media platforms, you can comment there as well. I'm going to review your comments in future for sure. And folks, thank you so much for tuning in and also for being part of our awesome TGV family. Would love to hear from you, and do not hesitate to share your ideas, feedback, topic recommendations, and most importantly, guest speaker suggestions either through our social media platforms, or also you can also email us at the guiding voice for you at gmail.com, 4 as in digit 4 and you as a letter U, and let's create content that resonates with you. I'm your host Naveen Samala, a lifelong learner, and my goal is to have impactful conversations that improve not only your life but also your career. So until next time, take care, stay inspired, and remember the future holds great things because the best is yet to come. Goodbye for now. See you all in the next episode with another amazing guest. And I'm signing off for now.